A robber from Chicago finds out exactly what happens when he walks into a store in Florida carrying a gun. We'll talk about this video in a minute, but we have that gun giveaway going on. It's happening right now. It is absolutely free, but it ends really soon. So click the link in the description down below to learn which brand new gun you could win. So, Chicago man meets Florida man. This video is amazing. A guy walks into a convenience store in Florida with a shotgun just sort of casually by his side. It's not on a sling or anything like that. He's holding the gun and he announces, "I don't mean no harm. I'm just not from around here. I'm from Chicago." And he looks up to see that the clerk behind the counter has armed himself and has his own gun. Clearly, criminals in Chicago are not used to store owners or clerks being armed, because the guy was not expecting this at all. And he tries to bluster a little bit, claiming to be from Chicago. Doesn't mean no harm. He's just carrying a big expletive gun. And the clerk like, "I got my own gun. Now what are we going to do here?" And the bad guy just sort of casually walks out and ends up getting arrested later. And police tell him, "Yeah, you're not in Chicago. Now you're under arrest." So this is just absolute proof that bad guys don't follow gun laws. They're not concerned with the police or with getting caught. What they are concerned with is getting shot by their intended victims. And this guy walks in just casually thinking he's going to rob the store because nobody's going to stop him. And then the clerk behind the counter decides, "Nope, I'm not having it. Yes, I will stop you." And I'm just envisioning, because the clerk is off camera, he's over there. I'm envisioning that the clerk is ready to engage if he needs to. If this bad guy makes even one legitimate, angry, aggressive move, the guy behind the counter is just going to light him up, and rightly so. This is a situation where the guy with the gun poses an imminent threat of death or great bodily harm. He walked into the store with a shotgun. Typically, as a consumer, you don't need to carry your shotgun into a convenience store to, buy a twisted tea and a can of Pringles or something like that. And the clerk saw this man arming himself and walking into the store and got ready. And that's what we need to be, is ready. We need to be able to defend ourselves. We need to understand the law, and we only need to use deadly force as a last resort. The clerk didn't just start shooting. The clerk made sure that the bad guy knew what was going on, knew what the risks were. The bad guy learned the risks very quickly. And the bad guy walked out without exchanging any gunfire. Nobody got hurt, and the police arrested him later. This worked out perfectly, but it only worked out perfectly because a good guy had a gun. And again, this bad guy is not used to good guys being able to defend themselves. He left Chicago and he went to a place where guns are in the hands of good people just about everywhere in the state of Florida. And he got a rude awakening, and I'm happy. I always love a story with a happy ending. You're pulled over by the police and you're carrying concealed. Do you need to do anything special in this scenario? Like tell the officer you have a gun? Click this video right next to me and I'll break down that scenario step by step on what you should do.